We've got a 16-foot Keewatin from Algonquin Outfitters, and I don't know what the weight is, but it's pretty light. We've got our permits and we're fixing to head out. I'm gonna try to get you up there by that log on your left. Well, you may just have to get your feet wet. Okay, here we are going across Hambone Lake. Hambone Lake, and Marcia is paddling like a pro. I'm glad she can't look around because I'm probably not helping her. There's a loon. First loon of the trip. Don't know if you can see him or not, but it's a pretty loon. Okay, we're coming up on our third, well, it's really our second portage because the real second portage was a low water portage, and there was enough water that we paddled down it. So this is a pretty good one. It's 420 meters, I think. Okay, we're on the portage. This is the portage from Pond to Daisy. Here we go. Let's see if we can do this one. This one's a little bit rocky, muddy. Looks like a bunch of moose trumped through here. Ooh. Yeah. That's horrible. Alright, we're in Daisy Lake, and we're going to try to find a campsite. just made it to the Petawawa River. We're just going down through the marsh here. It's really pretty. It's enjoyable paddle too. We're going with the current, thank goodness. Camped on what was it? Daisy. Camped on Daisy last night. Beautiful spot. Had a west facing campsite. We took a little swim. It was pretty nice. A little bit chilly, not bad. Heard a bunch of loons calling. They were really neat. Saw a bunch of moose poop, but no moose yet. Huh? And no bears yet. Nothing but loons and mergansers. Petawawa. Oh, that breeze feels nice. Still on the Petawawa. We're hoping to come to Little Misty in just a bit. Well, we finally made it to Misty Lake. It's what, 3 o'clock? A little after 3. So anyway, we got to go find us a campsite now. It is pretty. Lots of, what are those? What are these plants? Lots of water lily and grass. Lily pads, I'm sorry. Oh, it is gorgeous. Beautiful afternoon. Here's our campsite on Misty Lake. And anyway, Marcia's taking it easy, reading a book. And It's really cool here. This is a really nice site. Nice breeze blowing. Over here's our tent. Anyway, we were pretty well worn out last night, and I slept like a log for once. Really good tent site. It was nice and level. And anyway, beautiful lake. So I'll go down and try my luck fishing this morning, but it didn't turn out. But I'm not much of a fisher, but I had a lot of fun doing it. And anyway, the weather's beautiful. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Went for a swim last night in the lake. Well, yesterday afternoon, about 5 o'clock. And it wasn't too cold. It was chilly, but not bad. Not what you'd think. And plan on doing it again today. Anyway, it's a beautiful place to fish, but no luck. But we'll try it again about dark and see if that pans out any better than today. It's a big lake, big. It took us probably close to an hour to paddle across. And there's several campsites on it. Some of them are on an island, and anyway, we're not on the island. But like I say, it's a beautiful, beautiful lake. Sundown in Algonquin. Nine 935 meters. This is just my third trip up this hill. Taking the bridge. Oh. Now, here comes the hill. I said, now it's time for the hill. Limbs there. Oh, hey, we made the first hills. Well, we're just sitting here at our campsite on Little Queer Lake. I'm sorry, Marcia said just Queer Lake. And anyway, we came in from Little Misty, and it was a, what was it, 2435 meter portage. Believe me, it was a arduous trek, but we got here and got our camp set up about 3 o'clock. We're pretty well set up. We got to gather some firewood and do a bear hang. But other than that, we're pretty well set. I'll give you a tour of the camp here. We had to wash some clothes and got the tarp put up. Got the boat out on the bank here. And back in here, we've got our tent spot. A couple of fire pits. Here's a small one. There's a bigger one over here where we're sitting. It's a beautiful little lake. It's not really big or anything, but and there's several campsites on it. And a lot of loons have been making a lot of noise. There's a few campers on this lake. Got some loons making some noise out here. There's some crazy loons on this lake. There's a moose coming out of the woods. There's 3 moose now. There's a cow, calf, and a bull that's standing up on the shore. Here we got another canoe coming around the curve here at Queer Lake. On this beautiful afternoon. Looks so peaceful. Let me give y'all a little tour of our campsite here. Again. And the washroom. The washroom's what I was going to give you a tour of. Anyway, here's where Marcia was cooking breakfast. And she really fixed a nice pancakes, eggs, and bacon breakfast. And hot coffee. And I'm just about ate till I'm just about stuffed to death. And anyway, I wanted to show you about the washroom. And so they're usually off up the trail away from the campsite. So I'll walk up there with you and show you what that is. So we're winding up through the woods behind the camp. Excuse me. And it's pretty much of a thicket up through here. It's nice woods when you get away from the lake where it's not so thick. And here is the infamous thunderbox that they use up here. As you can see, it's got a great view. You can tell when moose are coming. No, so and there it is. That's the thunderbox. So I'll let you guys go for a while. So anyway, we're here at the thunderbox. And I forgot to mention, every campsite's got one. As far as I know. They're usually well away from the camp. They don't come equipped with anything. You got to bring your own toiletries and whatever you need. The only thing they have is plenty of peace and quiet. But that's plenty. So now we're walking back down the trail to the camp. This is pretty interesting if you have to get up in the middle of the night. Can be a little bit intimidating. Well, we're coming up toward the end of Queer Lake here, passing one of the last campsites on it. Headed for the portage into Little Trout. The lake really narrows up right here. This is a good looking campsite. Good looking campsite. We're at the portage to Little Trout, excuse me, portage to Little Trout from Queer. Looks pretty rocky. Anyway, we're fixing to come in and unload. Do this one. Here's the portage from Queer to Little Trout Lake. It's only 175 meters, looks like. Okay, we made it to Little Trout Lake. And anyway, it's getting a little cloudy. Looks like it might possibly rain. But man, this is a pretty lake right here. It's got a couple of islands I can see off in the distance, 2 or 3. Just real clean. It's beautiful. Okay, we're on Little Trout Lake. Dang, it is pretty. Okay, we found a camp spot here on Little Trout Lake, and we're fixing to set everything up.
Great swimming spot.
Great for swimming. Beautiful country, beautiful. Hopefully great for fishing, although I'm not a fisher. But anyway, this is what you look for. The orange markers tell you where the campsites are. It's got a nice big fire pit here. Big rock to sit on in the afternoon sun. Benches. So you can come with its own table. Huge trees. And not much company. No neighbors. Let me give you a little tour of our campsite here on Little Trout Lake. Here's our tent. We've got the marmot set up under two big pine trees. All the junk in our canoe pack that's spread out, because you have to get everything out just to figure out where something's at. Whoops, sorry, went the paddles. And the wind's blowing pretty hard, as you can probably hear the wind noise, I guess. Probably can't hear me. But anyway, somebody's made a little table here. There's our food barrel. Marcia's pack. Here's some clothes we got drying. Anyway, we use a platypus water purification system, because you're just drinking out of the lake here. So anyway, we filter the water. That's the water we use for drinking and cooking. And anyway, up here on White Trout and Ralph Bice, the wind blows pretty hard, so we got a tarp set up in case we got rain, and we're airing our sleeping bags out. They're a little bit musty after a few days use. And got some firewood, a little bit of firewood ready to go. And anyway, I took the hatchet and busted up a few sticks of firewood here, and we're going to build a fire after a while. Got our canoe out of the wind here. This canoe is amazing. It's a Swift, I think a 16.5 foot, 16.8, not sure, but it is just, it's super light and it travels well. We pack it full of our supplies, and both of us get in, and I mean, it's just amazing. And you can carry it with just no problem. It's a shame, but it's the lightest thing that we've got. The lightest piece of equipment is this canoe right here. We got this big rock out here. This is a great campsite. Got this big rock we're sitting on. Just sitting here in the wind. It's super comfortable. Probably about 75 degrees, and I would say it's around, what is it, around 4 o'clock? It's around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's cloudy, and I think the weather forecast when we came in, of course it's been a few days now, but the weather forecast was saying rain, I think Monday or Tuesday. And anyway, it's been clouding up. It's been super clear till this time, till a little bit yesterday it got cloudy, but it was clear this morning. And so don't know if we're going to get rain or not, but hopefully not. But the weather has just been fantastic, and this is a incredibly beautiful lake. I just can't describe how beautiful it is, and it's just really comfortable weather here. Just a nice quiet afternoon on Little Trout Lake here. Listen to the ravens. Just heading out on Little Trout Lake, looking for the portage. Okay, we finally see the portage sign from Little Trout to Ralph Bice. And it's 435 meters, I believe. Something like that. Okay, here is the portage from Little Trout to Ralph Bice. So we finally made it. Hopefully it's not really rough or really muddy. But I did have to step out in water, and it was deeper than I thought to get over a log. Okay, we'll check you on the other side. Okay, we just got into Ralph Bice Lake. It's a lot windier than we're used to, but it's a big lake. So we're headed out to look for a campsite. Just hoping the wind don't get much worse. Well, we pulled into this campsite on Ralph Bice Lake. We really wasn't wanting to camp here, and still may not, but it's so windy. It's actually getting dangerous out there with a loaded canoe. It's okay going into the wind, but when you have to come around a point and you get into the big side rollers like right here, then it gets kind of scary. So anyway, we pulled in and we're going to give it a couple hours and see if the wind dies down, and if it don't, we're going to camp here tonight and get up and go on tomorrow. But it's not a bad sight, but it was welcome to see it, because it was getting pretty scary out there for us anyway. We're not used to canoeing on big lakes, and so it's a whole new experience. I'll give you a little tour of the campsite here. It's got a huge fire pit, a couple of benches, a little bit of firewood already gathered up. And it's awful shady. It's actually a nice looking site. Sunset on Ralph Bice Lake. We're paddling out of Ralph Bice Lake this morning. Awfully cloudy, looks rainy. Wind's up again. Just saw 2 eagles though, just a minute ago, fishing. Here's the portage from Ralph Bice to Hambone. It's 295 meters. I walk in the woods. Okay, so here we are at the Hambone to Magnetawan portage. It's 135 meters, and anyway, looks like it's a little bit muddy up here, a little steep. But anyway, we're fixing to head out. We've got Magnetawan and then the car, and that's it.
Portage from Hambone to Magnetawan. Last portage of the trip.
Just that last.
Oh,
Just that 1,000-mile portage.
the Hayesville portage.
Yeah, Lake Canoe. Oh, you still got your packing. Oh. Next portage will be Lake Canoe down North Carolina. It's about 1,000 miles, so mighty long. This is the last little lake before we get back to the car. We've had a good trip though. We've been out here 8 days. Been to several different lakes. Made the loop around from Magnetawan, Hambone, Daisy, Little Misty, Misty, then back to Queer. Yeah, Little Misty, then to Queer, then White Trout. There's the access, isn't it? Well, that's closer than I thought. Then Ralph Bice and back to Hambone and Magnetawan again. Stayed 1 or 2 days on each lake. I've been trying to get you to paddle all summer.
I warmed up now.
You're warmed up? She's warmed up. Okay, this is the end of our trip. This is access point 3. And I just hit the camera with the paddle. I said left, didn't I? Oh, I don't know. It doesn't matter. So anyway, here we are at the end of our camping trip.